These are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're sixes.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. This defense for the Steelers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Gunnar Olszewski. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 7. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the rookie who played his college ball for the Pitt Panthers. So that's Kenny Pickett.
And what a performance in his last game. Couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he's hangs his hat on after last week's game.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. These two teams met in Baltimore. You might remember earlier in the year with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep. First carry for Najee Harris. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. The Steelers at 13-2 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now Pickett will look to pass it. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 25 carries, 136 yards, and a touchdown.
And they've already clinched the playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
The first carry now for Benny Snell. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on third down. Here's Pickett. Completes it to Watt. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. Going for it on fourth down. Here's Pickett. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So that one a disaster, a big loss there with second down coming up. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Charles, that is just flat unbelievable. Justin Tucker just broke his old NFL record of 66 yards. I never thought there would be a kick even further than that, but he's done it again, CD.
And you are the wordsmith of our duo, but I'm not sure either of us has the vocabulary to describe what we see from Justin Tucker. And I'll guarantee you this, from the moment he made the 66-yarder, he dreamed of this kick right here to break his own record. Whatever adjectives you want to put with it, it's not nearly enough. Justin Tucker is the man.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Pickett. Got an open man. It's Pickens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. First and 10, here's Pickett. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of blitz.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Benny Snell, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
And he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Complete to Likely. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson over the middle, complete. It's Robinson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Three yards remain for 2nd down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I can't help it because I'm just sitting back in admiration right now of what I'm seeing. This is a defense that essentially announces to everyone that they're going to play, you are not running the ball against us. I don't care how you try to go about doing it.
Number 1 rush defense in the league for a reason, and after that last play, they might want to try to go to the air. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Jackson, options out left. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 11 yards is the gain on the keeper there, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And a short gain here down to the 22. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie things up at 6-6. In the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us at EA Sports certainly want to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous new year. And as a celebration of that, a big slate of NFL games on this Sunday, Week 17. Second to last weekend of the NFL docket. Later tonight, the battle for Los Angeles, Rams and Chargers, 5:15 Pacific at SoFi. And then on Monday night, Charles and I are on to Cincinnati. Bills and Bengals, two cold weather teams in what will be a frigid Paul Brown Stadium.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Pickett, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact.
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 4th down, here's Presley holding on the punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked to his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday I'm going to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Olszewski now to return. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs. At about the 32. Harris will start the drive out. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Harris running straight ahead. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Now here's another carry for Harris. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. But I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2nd and 11. Pickett back to throw. Finds Pickens out right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Pickett will look to throw it here. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Boswell good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half with this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half. We'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down, out to his left. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Jackson being chased out left, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson now to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Jackson. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy Week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. Jared Goff has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Rondale Moore, a touchdown reception. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half. Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. Now, both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 60 yards rushing on 20 carries for him now.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Pickett. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is going to lose yardage here. Adafe Owe so quick. And he gets to him there behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Pickett completes this one to Pickens. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 33. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Pickett now on 1st down. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead now up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. They make their 2nd half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
A throw over the middle taken in. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run the option to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh offense set to go to work once again. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Adafe Owe there on the tackle.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. That one doesn't find its target. But all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Setting up the screen, Harris. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So they line up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Now Pickett on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. What a real head-scratcher there. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson on 1st down. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And a great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down, it's Hill. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Jackson going to run. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. Tucker with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs. At their own 22. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter play. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. Back now in Baltimore as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They've been burned twice already on fourth down, but the third time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now Pickett will look to pass it. Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. 2nd and 10, it's Pickett again. And that is incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing on third down. Here's Pickett. Quick completion here to Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Pickett finding Johnson there. First down, Steelers. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Again, it's Harris on second down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Oh, the return is Olszewski. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. There is Deontay Johnson as the Steeler offense gets set for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Oh, no, he lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now Pickett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Harris will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up. But I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stopped for no gain at the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Pickett to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss, because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Now Jackson on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run straight ahead with Snell. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Trying to run for it with Snell. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett. Here's Johnson with a reception. Touchdown. Deontay Johnson, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, it's Snell. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for Pittsburgh, they improved to 14-2 with still 1 game left to be played in this regular season.